Welcome back, everybody, to the 2017 J. Swanson Memorial, the Swanee, being held on Q Billiards here in San Diego or La Mesa, California. This is your hot seat match. This will be the 8th match these gentlemen have played. It's going to be Brian Parks versus Francisco Bustamante. Gentlemen started out with 126 other players, so 128 total yesterday morning. And they're down to the last 5 people in the tournament. You have Francisco and Brian, as they're about to square off here. You have Mitch Ellerman and Bebe Gallego battling it out on the one-loss side. And you have Oscar Dominguez waiting to take on the winner of the one-loss side match. And then the winner of that will play the loser of the 2 gentlemen you're about to watch. We're in cold and rainy Southern California. And joined today with me will be Ashi. You're not on.
I think this is
Somebody?
Yeah, there you go. It's
There you
better
go.
this way. No, you don't have to hear me through your microphone. Quick introduction. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Ashi Fatchler. I'm a billiards photographer and an interpreter and all-around nice guy. And the guy with the "you ain't from around here, boy" accent.
No, I'm from Tucson, Arizona.
Yes. I come from Barcelona.
Barcelona?
No, actually, I come from Israel. I lived there many years, and I've been living in San Diego for quite a few years. Tucson, you know my friend Dan Wallace. He used to play.
I do know Dan. He used to play here, too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. He's a good friend of mine.
Know Dan well. Well, here we are. This is 9-ball, race to 8 on the winner's side. This is alternate break format. They're using the magic rack. The 3-foul rule is in effect. 3 fouls by the consecutive fouls by the same player is loss of game. And right now, I believe.
For those of you who don't know, Brian Parks comes from Bakersfield, California. He's a new room owner. He has his own room now.
Oh, wow.
But he's been playing on the semi-pro and amateur circuits for quite a long time. The fact that he made it, of course, to this match against Francisco Bustamante shows you what a player he really is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think he just won for the 4th time the APA Amateurs. He's a very good player out of Bakersfield, California.
Well, I'll second that motion because I actually played him last night, and he was my first loss on the winner's side.
But as the Fargo rating shows,
He's a 704.
he's a 704. You know,
Huge underdog.
Yep.
Because Francisco is almost a 100-point superior player, and when you're 100 points difference, you're almost twice as good. So actually, Fargo rate would say that a good match here would be 8-5.
8-4,
giving
8-5,
up-
yes,
giving up 3
everything.
games.
Sure.
But we'll see how it actually works out. Francisco's had a very strong tournament. He's played 7 matches. One person got to 3 games. The rest got to 1. So basically it's been 8-1, 8-1, 8-3, 8-1, 8-1, 8-1.
Including his match against Oscar Dominguez,
Oh,
the defending
yes.
champion
Mhm.
of this tournament. And
Mhm.
Oscar sat in his seat most of the time.
I have yet to watch Francisco play this weekend, but he's always a pleasure to watch. For everybody out there, just watch that nice, long, smooth stroke. And see that little sing-song? It's got a nice rhythm to it. And when he comes back, watch that cue stick come all the way through his fingers and then back in again. Not only when he has a full bridge on the table, but when he bridges on the side of the table, it comes all the way through and hits the table and goes through his fingers. It's something amazing to watch. It's just
Many have tried to emulate Francisco's stroke. In fact, Francisco said himself that he tried to emulate Efren's stroke when he was much younger.
Mhm.
And then he came up with his own version of it.
Well, I think a lot of the Filipino players, they grew up with Efren.
Absolutely.
So,
Who hasn't?
Who wouldn't want to emulate
The
a
greatest
hero?
player.
One of the
ever.
greatest player
Yeah.
pool. Yeah, exactly.
Cool, absolutely. And Francisco is nothing to sneer at. He's been on the professional winning side of pool for the past 2 decades.
Francisco
or
has
more.
been, in my opinion, Francisco's been one of the top, I'd say, 20 players in the world for the last 30 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I remember him. I actually saw him for the first time in 1994 in LA when he came to play. And young, he had a mullet, he was smoking, and it was.
I'll say,
It
I
was
don't
a
remember that far
different.
back.
Oh, it was a fire in his eyes. 1994
Mhm.
was the first time I saw him.
Well, I played back then. I used to play, but I never got out of Tucson.
I think it was the Commerce Casino is where
Really?
he played at.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Brian's about to take the first game.
He is, and that's the first time anyone got the first match over on Francisco this tournament.
And he does take the first game. Francisco doesn't, I think this is the first time he's been behind.
Yeah.
I haven't trailed the whole tournament.
I don't think he
Yeah,
has.
that's what you just said, really. Meanwhile, right behind us, we have Mitch Ellerman and Bebe Gallego battling it out. I believe, what's the score over there
I
now?
can't see.
Nick-
Two.
Bebe has 2.
Yes.
2 and 2. It's still 2-2.
2-2.
This is a long game.
It
It's
is
been
a
a
long
2-2
game.
for a while.
Yeah.
They've been going back and forth, I guess, on this one game, playing safe after safe. But
It's interesting. I saw Ramil Gallego at about the same time that I saw Django Bustamante, about 1994, maybe playing some of the tournament circuit, hanging out with the likes of Parica and such,
Mhm.
the first contingency of Filipinos to come and play in the U.S. Bustamante
I didn't-
breaks.
I didn't recognize him. I don't, I've never met the gentleman before or even known of him. We came in Friday evening from Tucson, and Mitch ended up playing him for, they played for 100 a set. And they went back and forth, ended up even. And
Mitch can
just
play.
getting struck.
Everybody
Oh,
knows
of
Mitch
course
can
that.
play.
Of
And
course.
now they're playing each other here. And
Right. in the tournament.
yes, in the tournament.
And they've had a taste of each other, so
And I
they have an
think
idea.
Ramil has been in money games ever since he arrived here in
Well,
San Diego.
didn't he just leave a big money game with Archer from back east?
I think he might have.
Yeah.
Yes, that.
I think he
that
got the
very
worst of it,
famous,
but
he
yes.
did. Don't mess
but
against
still,
Archer,
Who doesn't
still,
get the worst of
right?
it playing Archer?
At his home, on his table, yes.
Yeah. Francisco's playing safe behind us 4 balls. Is he going to get there? I don't think he did. I think he's left a long shot, but he can see it.
He may have to spin to avoid that, both the 4 and the 2.
I think
But he can see the edge of that one. And if
he can see the rail.
edge,
If he
then
can see the head rail, he can kick the 1 ball down by the 4-9.
that's
and keep-
probably
and-
what
and
he's
stick
going
the
to
cue
do.
ball.
Yeah, leave the cue ball
Yeah,
up there.
the cue ball will stick.
No, he can see it.
Oh,
See,
I still would have kicked it.
yeah, moved it to
I
the
still would've kicked
pocket,
it.
Sure.
That's an old-timer safety. I've seen that safety played from when I was first growing up playing pool. And, I don't see it as much anymore.
A lot has changed. Maybe styles have
Mhm.
changed, strokes have changed. When you played, there was no such thing as a Filipino stroke. I take it when you were younger.
No, they were around. I mean, I started playing pool when I was 15. I'm about to turn 65, so I've been playing pool for about 50 years. Rather unsuccessfully, but I still like the game.
You're still
I
trying,
still try it, that's right. But
or at least that's what you tell everyone you
Mhm.
play, right?
that's
I
well.
don't know how to play.
I
still
never said
trying.
that. I've never said that. I know what goes where, but I just don't do it as often, or I don't do it like I'd like to. Let's put it that way.
I was mentioning earlier that from watching Francisco play, you can always tell when he's very comfortable when he leaves his reading glasses
On
in
his
the
head?
middle of his forehead. You know
he
that
does.
he's playing
He does that a
comfortable.
lot.
He does. He
does
does
that
that
a
now
lot.
more often than not.
Are they reading glasses or are they vision glasses?
I think they're reading glasses. I'm not sure. I'm pretty
Because
sure.
I
they're
see
reading
him with them.
glasses,
I see him with them on a lot. So
Yeah. Well, he reads stuff.
yeah.
Plays chess.
But it looks like we're going to have game number 1 for Francisco on the board. So we'll be all tied up at 1. Now, will he draw this or follow with 3
I think
rails?
he wants to draw 2 rails, actually. Yeah, see, 2
Oh,
rails.
just 1. Yeah. Well,
Hit
come off the 1.
top rail,
Correct. There we go.
center rail, and perfect
Mhm.
position. And just with that, the score is tied 1-1. Francisco doesn't care who he's playing. He's playing his
Nope.
own game. It doesn't
Mhm.
really matter who he's
Mhm.
playing against. He's pretty much seen it all and played them all at this point.
Well, keep in mind he's what? How old is he now? Is he about 50?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's middle 50s. Somebody will in the chat will let us know. 54.
Well,
Steve, how old is Francisco
Francisco?
Bustamante? We'll find out. We'll let
Well,
you guys know.
we'll see if we can find that, get that information on. We're not privy to any kind of a chat. But like I said, this is their eighth match. They've both played 7 matches. Brian just got done. I believe he played Mitch Ellerman.
Yes.
And sent Mitch over to the one lost side.
He's 53, according
Okay.
to
Oh, you got that
the
quick.
grand knowledge of internet. He's 53
Okay.
years old. He was born in 1963.
iPhones are awesome.
Yes, sir. Not very good on the table, but yes, sir.
Good break by Brian. Look at this. He's made 3 balls, and he's got a nice shot on the 3 ball.
The only problem he has is running into that 4, but it moves it to the 7, and it shouldn't be too bad.
I don't think he's gonna hit the 4. He might clip the 5 ball when he cuts the 3. If he doesn't, he will clip the 4. But let's see what happens here. Yeah, see, he clipped the 5 ball just a little bit
And the 4.
and hung up and overcut it, so he would have clipped the 5 ball more.
Yep.
So, but he's given up. He's relinquished control of the table.
And that's not what you want to do against a player
That
like
was
Bustamante.
exactly. That was someone that's controlling as successfully he has all weekend the table.
I think Bustamante is looking for a better looking bridge. He didn't like the plastic one that came with the table, and he changed up to a metal bridge. By the way, the clicking sound you may hear.
It's Ashi's camera going off.
It is what I do.
He's just here to entertain you guys too. So,
Trying my best.
oh hello.
Miscue.
Big break for Brian. Very big break for Brian.
Francisco also moved the 5 ball using the bridge, and it's Brian's choice if to put it back or leave it exactly where it lies.
Correct.
And I think that Brian is just going to leave it right there.
Oh,
It
sure.
doesn't
Why would you
really
move
matter.
it?
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter.
It's in the middle. It's not in his way in any way.
No. It didn't put him at an advantage or disadvantage at this point.
Now, of course, me having the choice, I'd put it in front of the side pocket.
Yes, of course,
To
because that's
place
where it was, right?
That's right. It's the player's choice, of course, to put it as near to where he thinks it is.
Notice that Francisco left the rack right there. Like, give something to Brian to think about. I'll leave the rack in the middle of the table. You can move it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think Francisco will bother moving it unless when he gets ready to shoot the 9 ball, maybe.
Right.
And Brian's the same way. He won't move it until he gets ready to shoot the 9. He might not even move it when he shoots the 9 because he's hoping to have perfect shape, so it won't matter. It would have been ugly to watch it roll by or get on it right now. See, now he stopped right on top of it.
He did. And that's what I was talking about, moving the rack.
This is why you want to move
just
it.
to get it out of the visual sort of, you don't want anything else.
Very nice shot
Getting
by
anywhere.
Brian.
Very nice shot. And now he says, yeah, you know
Yep,
what?
yep.
I'm gonna move
See,
that
now I'll
out.
move it. He'll bring this straight back for the 9.
Yeah. Brian's new room was just redone. He added a few televisions. He has a lot of touring pros that are driving through
Bakersfield.
Stop at his room for a good game.
I know I saw a picture of his room at home. He's got a 9-foot diamond. He's got a 7-foot diamond right next to each other.
That was his man cave. at
That's
home,
a heck
yes.
of a
But
man cave.
Now he has a professional room. You haven't seen the Dominguez's man cave.
Oh.
I'm sure that's nice too.
But I'm sure they don't have diamonds.
No, I don't think they do.
More than likely Brunswick, because they've worked
Yes, I
on
think
Brunswick's
Brunswick,
forever
yeah, I
in a
think they're
day. Yeah.
Brunswicks, yeah. They are the ones who actually set up this table here that we're looking at. This is a Dominguez table.
Mm-hmm. Your typical 4-inch pockets, Brunswick with 4-inch pockets. And I will say one thing, they're all cut perfect. No, none of these off-angle sidings or anything. They're cut perfect. This table plays very, very nice.
Yes.
And it's right now with the addition of the 5 CSI lights that make it as bright as it is, it also warms up the table and dries it out with the humidity, so it's rolling much faster.
You know, I spoke to Mark Griffin about
Mm-hmm.
that yesterday. I said the same thing. The table is, we know the table's rolling fast. And I said, it must be the lighting. And Mark said, no, these are fluorescents. They're cool, and they're not contributing to the
I agree, but
roll.
I agree with that, with Mark's side of it. But every tournament I've seen where they have this type of a setup with that many lights over the table, I've seen a couple of 9-foot tables set up with 10 lights, and that table has always rolled almost twice as fast as the tables in the same room away from that lighting. So I think it's just whatever it is, it translates into speed. And it's the bed. Watch the bed.
Yeah,
just watch how it rolls. Welcome back, everybody, to the 2017 J. Swanson Memorial, the Swanee, being held on Q Billiards.
Years, and I've been living in San Diego for quite a few years. Tucson, you know my friend Dan Wallace. He used to play.
I do know Dan. He used to play here too.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. He's a good friend of mine.
Dan well. Well, here we are. This is 9-ball, race to 8 on the winner's side. This is alternate break format. They're using the magic rack. The 3-foul rule is in effect. 3 fouls by the consecutive fouls by the same somebody.
Yeah, there you go. It's
there
better this way. You know, you don't have to hear me through your microphone. Quick introduction. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Ashi Fatchler. I'm a billiards photographer and an interpreter and all-around nice guy. And the guy with the "you ain't from around here, boy" accent.
No, I'm from Tucson, Arizona.
Yes. I come from Barcelona.
Barcelona?
No, actually, I come from Israel. I lived there many.
And Bebe Gallego battling it out on the one-loss side. And you have Oscar Dominguez waiting to take on the winner of the one-loss side match. And then the winner of that will play the loser of the 2 gentlemen you're about to watch. We're in cold and rainy Southern California. And joined today with me will be Ashi. You're not on.
I think
here in San Diego or La Mesa, California. This is your hot seat match. This will be the 8th match these gentlemen have played. It's going to be Brian Parks versus Francisco Bustamante. Gentlemen started out with 126 other players, so 128 total yesterday morning. And they're down to the last 5 people in the tournament. You have Francisco and Brian, as they're about to square off here. You have Mitch Ellerman